Folks, in my 20 years in the league, I've never seen anything like this. What I'm about to tell you could shake the foundation of the NFL. An in-depth, explosive story that's on the verge of rewriting the entire landscape of the 2026 offseason. I've got sources deep inside the league, whispers from front offices, and a chain of events so meticulously planned that it's almost surreal. But here's the kicker. This is happening right now as you listen, as you read, and the most shocking part. It involves a player who, on paper, seems out of reach. But in the shadows, everything is aligning for a blockbuster move that no one saw coming. So buckle up, because what I'm about to reveal might be the biggest, most jaw-dropping NFL trade scoop of the decade. Unless, of course, there's a secret even bigger than what I'm about to lay out. Let's make this crystal clear. If you want the full story, if you're tired of the surface-level rumors, then you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button, smash that like, and activate the bell. Because what I'm about to unfold is a narrative so intense, so layered with deception, strategy, and high-stakes chess moves, that only insiders and those truly plugged in can even begin to grasp its magnitude. If you're just watching for clickbait or quick news, I suggest you turn away now. But if you're ready to be in the know, to understand the undercurrents shaping the NFL's future, then stay with me, because this story is about to change everything. Now, let's peel back the curtain. We're talking about Cleveland, Ohio, home of the Browns, a franchise desperate for a spark, a victory, a new identity after years of mediocrity. And in the middle of this mess, a name that has been quietly simmering beneath the surface, Terry McLaurin. But not just as the star receiver of Washington, who recently signed a near $100 million extension. No, folks, that's just the surface. The real story is about what this move could mean for Cleveland's entire rebuild, for the league power dynamics, and for a player whose future is now, more than ever, on the brink of a seismic shift. Now I know what you're thinking. What's the big deal about McLaurin? Well, let me tell you something. This guy isn't just a good receiver. No, he's a perfect fit for what Cleveland needs, and the insiders are buzzing. But here's the twist. This isn't just about Cleveland wanting him or Washington being willing to trade him. It's about a secret negotiation so delicate, so high stakes, that multiple teams are all circling the drain, waiting for the right moment to pounce with a deal that could redefine the entire league. And behind it all, I've got intel pointing to a master plan, one so strategic, so meticulously crafted, that it's only a matter of time before the dominoes start falling. This is not hyperbole. This is reality, and I've got in-depth details that will blow your mind. But first, let's analyze Cleveland, their needs, their weaknesses, and why McLaurin is the missing piece, an absolute game changer. Part 1, Scout's Teaser. Folks, in my 20 years in the league, I've seen a lot of moves, a lot of bold strategies, but nothing compares to what's happening behind closed doors in Cleveland right now. I've been around some of the most innovative GMs, the shrewdest head coaches, and I've watched every major trade unfold with a keen eye. But what I'm about to tell you, it's different. It's not just a trade rumor. It's a calculated, multi-layered chess move that could send shockwaves through the NFL. Imagine a move so bold that it pushes Cleveland to the top of the AFC North. An upgrade that involves not just picking up a star receiver, but a strategic play that's been in the works for months. And believe me when I say, this isn't about just acquiring talent. It's about rewriting their offensive identity, sealing their future, and unsettling rivals who thought they had all the pieces in place. This is what I call a game changer. And if you think I'm exaggerating, think again. Because behind this story lies a secret so big, it's buried deep in NFL front offices, locked behind layers of confidentiality agreements. And I'm going to pull back the curtains for you. Part 2, Team Needs Breakdown. Let's get real about Cleveland. This is a franchise with a storied history, a passionate fan base, but one that's been marred by inconsistency, coaching turmoil, and a lack of offensive identity that can truly threaten a championship run. They've got the talent. Myles Garrett is an absolute beast off the edge, a generational pass rusher who commands double teams and makes life miserable for quarterbacks. Mason Graham, their young interior talent, flashes elite potential, and with the right coaching, he could dominate as a force in the middle. But here's where the cracks show. The offensive line, despite some recent upgrades, remains mid-tier, struggling to establish a consistent run game or protect their quarterback. Deshaun Watson. A guy with undeniable talent, but a history of inconsistency, injury concerns, and perhaps a need for that final piece to unlock his prime again. The wide receiver core, despite having some promising young talent like Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel, lacks that true go-to alpha, someone who can take over games in critical moments, someone with the size, speed, and clutch ability to be a true number one. And the big issue, Cleveland's offensive philosophy has been too predictable, too reliant on the run game and short passes. They need a player who can stretch defenses vertically, pull coverage away from the run, and provide that elite red zone threat. Enter a top-tier receiver who can do it all. Now here's where the analytics support it. According to PFF's advanced stats, Cleveland's passing efficiency in 2025 was below league average, under 10 yards per attempt, ranking outside the top 20 among teams. Their red zone scoring was decent, but lacking that game-breaking receiver who can outmuscle defenders and make contested catches at key moments. They need a player like McLaurin, elite contested catch percentage over 61%, deep threat explosiveness average of 15-plus yards per reception, and a reliable target in critical moments. Film study. When we break down McLaurin's tape from Ohio State and the NFL, we see a receiver with impeccable route running, elite body control, and a knack for making contested catches look effortless. His two-step, snatch catches, combined with explosive acceleration after the catch, make him a nightmare for defenses. And his ability to track the ball in the air, similar to top-tier receivers like Diggs or Adams, makes him the perfect complement in Cleveland's evolving offense. This is a player who can instantly uplift Cleveland's passing game, open up more options for their QB, and create mismatches all across the field. The perfect solution? Absolutely. Part 3, the Reveal Plus film breakdown. Now I want you to focus here, because I've studied every second of McLaurin's game tape from his days at Ohio State, through his breakout seasons with Washington and his recent struggles due to injury. And what I see is a player not just with talent, but with a mental edge that NFL scouts and coaches adore. His sharp cuts, his ability to create separation against tight coverage, and his exceptional use of leverage make him a top-tier route runner. Let's dissect his contested catch ability. In recent film, you notice how McLaurin fights for the ball at its highest point, using his superior body control. His 61.7% success rate in contested targets during 2025 is elite, comparable to the best in the league. His hand strength and timing allow him to snag balls away from defenders and convert it into big gains or touchdowns. Advanced metrics tell a compelling story. His yards after catch, YAC, per reception remains impressive, averaging 8 yards YAC in 2025, indicating toughness and elusiveness. His separation stats, average of 2 yards of separation at the catch point, rank him among the top 15% of NFL receivers. His route precision, especially on deep routes, is top-notch, often leaving defenders grasping at thin air. Now combine this with the fact that his efficiency metrics, yards per target and catch rate, are trending upward despite injury setbacks. When fully healthy, McLaurin is a 1,301 for 0-0-yard receiver capable of 8+ touchdowns. He's a threat in every facet, deep, intermediate, red zone. And here's the kicker. NFL insiders tell me that Cleveland's staff sees this as a magnificent upgrade, a player who can elevate their entire offense, especially with a QB like Watson, who thrives on timing and deep shots. Scouts and analysts are already raving behind closed doors. His film grades are off the charts, an ideal blend of technical mastery and raw athleticism. And with the right scheme, he could reach heights similar to his 2023 season, where he put up 1,191 yards in just 10 games. Part 4, Trade Mechanics. So how does this massive move come to life? Let's talk about the nuts and bolts. The NFL trade market is a complex web, especially involving a player of McLaurin's caliber, an elite receiver with a recent big money extension. Washington's asking price. Expect multiple high picks and a talented player or two. Reports suggest Cleveland has at least one first-rounder in the 2026 draft, plus a couple of second- and third-round picks, and potentially a young player with high upside. Names like Denzel Ward or a promising offensive lineman could be part of the package. Cap-wise, it's tricky but manageable. McLaurin's salary in 2026 is roughly $16 million, which is manageable for Cleveland's cap space, especially if they incorporate some restructures or extensions for older players. Washington, on the other hand, can create cap space by converting a portion of the signing bonus into a bonus proration, freeing up room for a player they value highly, a future cornerstone. A crucial element, the trade's timing. Washington needs to move fast, possibly before the start of free agency or draft day, to leverage their options. Cleveland is reportedly willing to make a splash now, banking on Monken's offensive system, the draft picks, and their young core to make a playoff push in 2026. Who wins? Both sides. Washington clears a roster spot and secures future assets, while Cleveland gets a game-changing receiver, one they desperately need to elevate their offense from mediocre to a true contender. And behind closed doors, whispers are that Cleveland's front office is willing to make a statement, even if it means sacrificing some second-rounders or future picks. This is about setting a tone for the upcoming season, an all-in mentality. Part 5, Fit Analysis. Let's evaluate the scheme fit. Cleveland's offense under Todd Monken, with a focus on vertical passing and timing routes, is a perfect match for McLaurin's skill set. His ability to run precise routes, gain separation quickly, and make contested catches in tight windows aligns perfectly with Monken's philosophy: aggressive, explosive, unpredictable. Compared to similar players, think of Stefon Diggs or A.J. Brown. McLaurin shares their versatility, but also possesses a unique body control that allows him to win in tight coverage. His deep threat ability, averaging 15-plus yards per reception, could open up Cleveland's entire offense, allowing Judkins to operate in more space and giving Watson a reliable, trusted target downfield. Best-case scenario. McLaurin becomes the true alpha receiver Cleveland has lacked, drawing double coverage, freeing up other options, and providing a clutch target in red zone situations. Worst case, injuries, chemistry issues, or scheme mismatches could limit his impact, but even then, his talent level is undeniable. The mutual fit is undeniable. Cleveland wants a star receiver, and McLaurin wants to be the centerpiece of an offense that maximizes his strengths. It's the perfect marriage, a seismic upgrade to their passing game, and a signal that Cleveland is serious about contending sooner rather than later. Part 6, Final Verdict. So, here's my professional take. This isn't just a rumor. This is an orchestrated move blending strategic asset management, salary cap engineering, and a clear vision of what Cleveland needs to elevate their offense. McLaurin's talent, combined with Cleveland's trade assets and coaching staff, could be the missing ingredient to turn a rebuilding squad into a playoff contender. Expect Washington to ask for at least a first-round pick, maybe more, depending on how eager Cleveland is. The timing. Likely soon after the Super Bowl, with some whispers pointing to a trade happening in the next 2-3 weeks, before free agency heats up and teams scramble to retool. Watch for subtle signals, leaks from insiders, subtle hints from the Browns, front office, and the quiet negotiations behind closed doors. This move could be announced as early as March, and when it does, mark my words, NFL history will remember it. In the end, this isn't just about acquiring a wide receiver. It's about making a statement. Cleveland is serious about their future. They want to dominate the AFC North, break the playoff drought, and etch their name into the league's elite. And with McLaurin, they might just be one step closer. Brace yourselves because something incredible is happening. The NFL's landscape is about to shift. Are you ready for what's coming? Trust me, this is just the beginning.